Hello and welcome everyone to this first episode of Rise Up. My name is Daniel Olexa. I am the founder of Transcendent Living, where the motto you are better than that and reawaken to your gifts. I'm here to help those who feel like they are living smaller lives and being called to live the bigger dream in life to rise into their gifts and reach the summit of experience, of happiness, of joy in life. And that begins by the journey inside to discover how we are each creating our experience by the beliefs that create our behaviors. And that's going to be a big part of the discussion today in the mirrors of leadership. For the vast majority of my professional career as a coach and a hypnotherapist, I have run from and avoided assessments like the plague, or was that COVID, or were they the same things? Either way, you get what I mean. I have assessments only assess what they're designed to explore. They are merely a snapshot of the person at a given point in time. And that's not the person who's in front of me. Different person now. And the person I want to know is the whole person in front of me, not a photograph of them that was taken through a filtered lens that only with a growth mindset. Last week, I received training in the Leadership Practices Inventory, or the known as the LPI, or a 360 assessment. And I actually found it to be very much in alignment with the way I do my work. Last year, I became certified in DISC assessments. One of the things I loved about particularly the training on DISC that was provided by Wiley is that they were very clear that the assessment is a snapshot in time rather than being a rubber stamp. It's only a moment in time and it's variable and flexible. So as we dive into the mirrors of leadership and the LPI particularly, I want to just give a very baseline, basic explanation of what it is and what I found to be the power in it. So it's based in the 5 behaviors created by Kouzes and Posner. And those 5 behaviors of leadership are modeling the way, inspiring a shared vision, challenging the process, enabling others to act, and encouraging the heart, finding the passion, finding the purpose in work. And in the LPI, there are 6 questions under each of those 5 domains. So it's 30 total. The person who is the client in this case would perform a self-assessment and then also reach out to their coworkers, their direct reports, maybe their boss, and others, so we can get a more holistic lens of them and through other people's experience of them as a leader. And that's where we begin to get a sense of self and maybe the gap between how we think we're shown. We might perceive ourselves as strong in certain areas and others perceive us weaker, or possibly they perceive us even stronger. Or maybe we don't see how powerful we are and others do. And sometimes there might be gaps in the assessments. And then the question becomes, what is someone not seeing that others are? And while all of those things, how other people perceive us, are somewhat out of our control, we do have an ability to shift our behavior to begin to shift this wonderful lens. We might not have a quantifiable way of really exploring and being able to measure the change. The LPI has been around for over 30 years and more than 5 million assessments have been administered. It is the most trusted assessment of its generation because of the research that's gone into it. So with my work, particularly in empowering the individual, why did I choose this one? It's because that external lens of others Ultimately, it also provides an internal mirror for us to explore and maybe why we're showing up in that way. What might be the limiting beliefs that are causing us to show up as less than powerful, if that's the case, or to not possibly challenge the process of how things are done because maybe we've been a rule follower to a bit and feel like if it's always been done this way and it's working, why would I make a change to it? But maybe that's exactly what the process needs. So that surface reflection from others, that 360-degree assessment, ultimately comes inside, because our beliefs, our attitudes, and our values all begin to show up in our behaviors at some point. Behavior is just the final action. Something has to drive that action. We can change the behavior. That's relatively easy in the short term. It's also not typically sustainable in the long term unless we change the ideas and the thoughts and the beliefs that are driving that outcome. So for me, in my work, I love this external lens that I now have training in to provide to executives and leaders who want to increase and enhance their skills and their efficacy in the roles that they're in by discovering who they are and what they believe about themselves and how they're supposed to show up in that role and how they're supposed to lead and guide others in those 5 behaviors of modeling the way, inspiring that shared vision, getting what is the thing we're all working toward, and is that discussed clearly, challenging the process, how can we do it better, merely creating followers, and then encouraging the heart to really build the passion of why are we doing it and what's in it for us all. When we have that clearer lens on how our behaviors are received by others, we can begin creating a more flexible, more empowered self, rather than running this old script of this is who I think I'm supposed to be, and this is the story I've told about who I am. We can become a much broader, much more empowered, much more insightful, much more self-aware individual and leader to create even more power in the world and begin to build out that legacy, living beyond what everybody else thinks is normal, rising up to new heights by taking the look, sometimes the hard look, inside who we are and who we believe ourselves to be. I would love to have a conversation with you if the idea of leadership development and the looking in to discover who you are, tapping into your intuition, tapping into the other wisdom that's in you, not just what you've learned so far in the world, but what you truly know down here in your gut as a whole person. Let's have a conversation about that. I am offering 6-month and 12-month, a 6-month incubator with leadership development and also a 12-month accelerator. Let's have a conversation about how that can help you reach your goals, develop your team, and empower your bottom line. Look forward to meeting you on the next episode of Rise Up. Take care.